Welcome back, everyone. Oregon leading at 14-0, winning the field position battle, winning the battle overall with the 2 touchdowns. They've been able to start their drives, except for the first one, with great field position. And part of that, Anthony, came on this Keenan Howry punt return. Take a look right here at Justin Finnessy and some other guys. Could have got called maybe for the push in the back.
Yeah, but I think that was after he caught the ball. I think he threw the flag before that.
Right.
So he took his eyes off the defender and the blocker, knowing, hey, he was already too close. He called the flag. He was over with. But again, you're right. The key here is Keenan's taking the ball and giving Oregon's offense great field position.
Hey, fans, the Pape Jam is here again, celebrating its 5th annual year in Portland. Competition is great. Women play BYU. The men, an Elite 8 rematch with the Kansas Jayhawks, who are going to be ranked number 2 in the country this year. Get up to the Rose Garden for that, as Oregon's 3rd down play goes incomplete. They will be forced to punt the football, and Jose Arroyo comes in to punt. December 7th at the Rose Garden in Portland. For ticket information, call 1-800-WEBFOOT today. So the Ducks try the shovel pass, which goes incomplete, Anthony, and they'll punt the football, but still the field position in their favor.
It is. You keep the defense back here. Arizona State's offense is backed up.
And once again, into the end zone for a net of 25 yards.
And I think it's crucial that you got to try to pin them in out here. They got to be inside the 10-yard line. With a punt like that, to me, maybe you might do a corner kick it towards the corner where it's going to go out of bounds, if not going to go in the end zone.
I know a lot of folks will say, hey, 45-yard punt, and I just, as you know, as an announcer, I just won't do that. It's a 25-yard punt because they start at the 20-yard line.
Correct, and you're right. It is. They come right back out to the 20-yard line.
Hey, fans, show your Duck spirit by visiting your local Buy Mart or Ulano Credit Union and picking up this week's Spirit button. Wear your Greek Tragedy 101 button and rally the Ducks to a win over the Trojans next week. Sun Devils start out now, 1st and 10 from their own 20. To the outside and stuck by Aaron Gibson, but after a big gain of about 8 yards for the Sun Devils.
Well, that's what you got to do right there, Joe, is that, you know, these receivers are going to catch some balls, but when they catch them, you got to punish them. And Aaron Gibson, he did a great job coming back on the play and just tattooing the receiver. He put his whole body into that tackle.
Last week against UCLA, 8 tackles, had the interception. After being beaten early in that game, came back and played very well in the second half. Sun Devils now 2nd and short. They hand the ball off, and no room there. Gaining nothing for Hakeem Hill.
No, we're just talking about Aaron Gibson, Joe, and as a freshman, he's growing up really fast. I mean, he's been put into the fire. They've been coming after him, and I'll tell you what, he's been hanging in there. He really has. I mean, he's been standing up to what they've been talking about before the years, that he's a great player, and he will be an excellent player by his sophomore, junior year.
Very mature for a freshman. 3rd and 2 now. Fans bringing down the noise. And trying to run it to the outside and across the 30 for the 1st down. Marley Tucker there for the tackle on Trunk Candidate, and he's got the 1st down.
You had a lot of bodies coming at each other on that play. It was just a pitch. A lot of bodies hitting each other, and Candidate found the hole, found the lane, and got the 1st down.
Sun Devils moved the chains. Have not done it consistently yet today. Larkin run 23 plays. He got 96 total yards. Some movement on the line, and the flags come out. Have to take a look and see what it is.
I won't guess on this one, but I think it was the tight end who jumped off sides.
I saw both sides jump. Darrell Wright on the lower end was moving.
Prior to snap, dead ball, offsides, defense. The defensive lineman entered the neutral zone, causing the offensive lineman to pick up. At least 5 yards, repeats 1st down.
And that's the key, Joe, sometimes, that people see the defense jump a little bit, but when they jump, if they go into the neutral zone and cause the offensive guy to jump himself, that's why it's an offside zone on the defense. But they can't jump and get back and be set.
So 1st and 5 for Arizona State. Candidate with nowhere to go, and he goes down. They say that Wright caused the tight end to pick his hand up, but you can see from that replay we showed that it wasn't that tight end that moved for Arizona State. It was on the other side of the field.
End.
So
right.
While the call may have been right, the explanation certainly wasn't. Nonetheless, we're 2nd and 5 now. Arizona State with the football at the 39.5-yard line, just about to the 40. Andrew Walter he's had some little successes, nothing big though. Here comes the blitz, and he's back to throw. Under pressure, and he goes down way back at the 32-yard line. Big number 99, Robbie Valenzuela, in there to make the play as Oregon rotates a lot of their defensive linemen.
Well, in that last play, they sent Kevin Mitchell from the outside, so those linemen had to go back and look for those backers blitzing. That frees up the middle. Now the middle, the nose guard, the defensive tackles have room to move inside there.
3rd down 12. Sun Devils trying to spread the Oregon defense out with 4 wideouts. Back to throw. Plenty of time, and now it breaks down, and there goes Haloti Ngata with the sack. 2 sacks in a row for big Haloti Ngata. For the Ducks, Haloti with his first sack of the game.
Now that sack, you got to give credit to the defensive backs. That coverage was perfect downfield. Andrew had nowhere to throw the football.
Brings up a 4th and 22.
I mean, look at Andrew. He's looking. You know, you only have so many seconds to throw the football. You got to get rid of the ball. And with the defensive line of Oregon, they're going to get home, meaning get to the quarterback.
Parker to punt it. He sends it to Howry, who's got to come up on it. Not a very good punt. Howry takes it, and he's dropped right at the 46-yard line. But once again, Oregon with outstanding field position in this football game. They've had good field position all day long, and they lead it here against Arizona State by a score of 14-0. Ducks offense back on the field when we come back right after this. Ducks lead at 14-0 over Arizona State. Hey fans, State Farm Insurance, the major supporter of women's athletics. They're pleased to bring you the University of Oregon women's sports calendar. Soccer against the Arizona Wildcats on the 25th, and against Arizona State next Sunday, October 27th at Pape Field. Women's calendar brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Ducks come out starting from the 47-yard line. Ontario Smith is the single back. And he'll get the handoff. Up the middle, spins a little bit, and it'll be a gain of 6 yards. He's just to the line so quickly, Anthony.
Well, that's a sign of a good back. You hit that hole fast. When you hit that hole really fast, the defenders don't have a chance to do anything. And then he finds the lane so well. Once he gets through that line, he's hitting the hole right now. Once he gets through there, he finds a lane, and it's hard to tackle Ontario because he's moving left and right. He's a very shifty runner.
Stevens on the stop for Arizona State, 2nd and 5. Here's Ontario again, and just gets tripped up across the 45 to the 42-yard line. It's a 1st down.
I think he had another maybe 15 to 20 yards on that play. He just got tripped up. Again, getting through that line of scrimmage fast and then finding that lane. Once he finds that lane, explodes. He was just getting ready to explode there, and he got tripped up.
Nice play by the Sun Devils to prevent the long run again, and Ontario Smith is closing in on 100 yards. He's over 90 for the day. You can see the breakdown. The Sun Devils not able to run the ball at all. Oregon very balanced so far, and they're having a big first half. And we're still early in the 2nd quarter. Fife to throw, plenty of time. Going deep to Sammy Parker, and Parker makes the catch down at the 6-yard line.
Truly a great catch and truly a perfect throw by Jason Fife. I mean, he put that ball right on the money, Joe. And Parker did a great job of finding the ball. I mean, I thought that was overthrown, and Jason just spotted him, threw a bomb, laid it right in there, and Parker adjusted well. The key to this is Parker knows where the sideline is. Let me stay inside 2-3 yards from the sideline so I don't run out of bounds when I catch this football.
Oliver on the coverage, and Jason Fife threw a perfect ball on that play, and the Ducks are threatening again. 1st and goal from the 6. Gonna hand it off to Ontario Smith, follows his blockers, and he takes it down to the 1-yard line.
That play right there, you just tuck it and run, and you get about 6-7 yards. Because he had about 3 offensive linemen in front of him. He knew they was going to get 3 yards following those guys. Just a quick little counter play. I think he got Joey right in front of him. push Arizona State back. Keep pushing them back. Eventually you get in the end zone.
Second down goal. Sun Devil defense on their heels a bit here in the early going. Reister goes in motion. Hands it off to Ontario Smith, who gets to the goal line, and it's a touchdown, Ontario Smith. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ducks are putting it to Arizona State here at Autzen Stadium.
When you get down this close to the end zone, I tell you, Ontario Smith knows how to find that pay dirt. We call it pay dirt. You know, when you get some points, you hit that end zone, it's pay dirt. And Ontario, I think he's the best in the nation of getting into that end zone, finding those lanes, making his body fall forward, having that football cross that line.
Ball came loose at the end there. Sun Devil said that wanted to have it, but he was clearly across the line before the ball came out as he stretched it out across that goal line, the plane, and the touchdown counts, and Oregon will kick the extra point. Jared Siegel up and good, and Oregon leads it 21-0 over the Arizona State Sun Devils. Ontario Smith on his way to a huge day, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ducks are out front 21-0. Ducks lead it by a score of 21-0 here at Autzen Stadium. Ontario Smith, 12 carries, 98 yards on the day. On his way to another 100-yard day, and that's pretty good company, Anthony.
I'll tell you what, every one of those guys that you're looking at went on to play in the NFL. That's what tells you about Ontario Smith, that he'll be playing someday on Sundays.
Ontario, just a junior, have a big decision to make at the end of the year, but before you get to that, Ontario might find his way to New York City, being talked about a lot with the Heisman talk. It's starting to really pick up lately.
Well, without a doubt, especially if he stays for next year, I think he's going to be the #1 guy.
Lightfoot to the 20, and he's fighting to the 21-yard line. Anthony trucks in on the stop. So that's where the Sun Devils will start. And if you're Dirk Cutter right now, Anthony, what are you telling your team?
Still not to panic. Again, you know, you still got 3/4 of football to play. What you got to do is you got to get the ball downfield now. You really do. You got to try to little quick hitches and the short slants. I'm not going to get points on the board right away. You need to try to get 7 or 14 quick as you can right now.
See Walter's numbers there. Back to throw, plenty of time over the middle. He's got a man and a good completion out across the 35-yard line. Eric Hagan with the catch. One thing about it, though, Anthony, so far their All-American candidate receiver, Sean McDonald, has 0 catches.
Well, I think Andrew's been looking for him, but he hasn't had time to throw it to him. Again, the defensive backs for Oregon is doing a great job in coverage. And then Andrew doesn't have time to look at another receiver to get the ball off because he's getting sacked. That pass rush is just absolutely killing him right now.
He's their playmaker like Keenan Howery is for Oregon. They need to find a way to get him the ball, and Ducks jump off sides. And they will have a discussion again. Same situation as we had before. A lot of times, if it's the defense going off sides, they'll let the play continue and give a free play to the offense.
Correct. You're right.
Before the play, dead ball, offsides, defense. The defensive lineman entered the zone, causing the offensive lineman to pick up. Penalties 5 yards, remains first down.
Is that a repeat?
Repeat performance. That one made more sense, though.
Yeah, you're right.
That actually happened that time. So 5-yard penalty on Oregon, and Sun Devils are out to the 42-yard line now for Andrew Walter. Back to McDonald, though, Anthony. They have to get him the football.
Oh, without a doubt. He's a playmaker. He's the guy who's going to put some points on the board, and they got to try to find him on the field.
There's Walter to throw again. Good protection. This time they're going deep. There he is, and he makes the catch at the 25-yard line.
Now, you notice the last 2 plays, Joe, they got the ball downfield. That's the only way to score against this team, against the Oregon's defense, is get it downfield. 20-yard pass. That was a corner route, running away from the defender. Throw the ball high and outside. Nice play on catching the ball, turning around. Runs. The receiver runs right at the corner and then runs away from him. Stephen was right there, but the ball was just a perfect pass.
A nice catch by Sean McDonald. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line. And the Devils are threatening for the first time in this game. They hand it off on the reverse. Gets strung out, though, by the Ducks. And this one's going to be a loss of about 4 yards for Akeem Hill back to the 28-yard line.
Well, they had 2 nice passes, and they come back and try to run the ball. But I'll tell you what, that Duck defense is going to be hard to get the running game going.
There's so much speed on the Oregon defense that plays like that just haven't been successful all year long against them.
No, you're right. I mean, they flow too fast. The Duck defense, those guys are too fast on that team, and they can run from sideline to sideline, especially the linebackers.
Second down and long. Ed Wangler comes into the game for the first time in a few weeks after an injury. He's at the bottom of your screen there. Oregon confused on defense. Here they come with the blitz. Walter looking back to the other side, and it's intercepted at the 4-yard line. Keith Lewis with the interception.
Now they tried to run a corner route, Joe, on the other side, doing the same thing, but you got your veteran defensive back, Keith Lewis, making a play.
And nothing is going well for Arizona State here today. Lewis, big numbers, 36 tackles. His 3rd interception. He did put this ball up a little higher.
Oh, yeah. What they did is they ran a corner route, doing the same thing they played before earlier. But Keith did a great job of coming underneath the receiver, going up higher than the receiver, making the interception.
And Lewis made himself the receiver on that play.
Yes, he did. Lewis is having an All-American year, I'll tell you that.
So the Ducks will start from their 4-yard line. Just in the sunshine as the shadow covering a lot of the field here at the expanded Autzen Stadium. Didn't used to be that way, Anthony, as the flags go down. Looks like a delay of game call in Oregon, so they'll move back to the 2-yard line. But these are
delay of game, offense, penalties after this is the goal, remains first down.
Not to make a big deal out of it, Anthony, but the shadows at Autzen Stadium are different, and this is the first time now later in the year where the shadows do play a factor in the game, as you can see the roof covering about half the field here.
Well, being a player, an ex-player, the shadows is a difference when you're out there because you're going from sunlight to darkness, and that ball can get lost in the darkness very easily.
Ducks starting at 2. Gonna run it, Ontario Smith. And a small crease, and they'll take it out to the 4-yard line is where they'll give him forward progress.
We see how that crease really closes up really fast with the speed of Arizona State's defense. I mean, sometimes you see a lane, and you can try to get through that lane, but that lane will close up very quickly.
Call it a gain of 1 for Smith. Last couple of years, Anthony, Oregon likes to throw out of their own end zone. But in this case, you're up 21-0, maybe a little more conservative.
I think they're being conservative. They know that Ontario Smith probably can get him out of this hole.
Fight to the outside. And it's incomplete. Short hop to Keenan Howard.
And Joe, if it is a pass, it's a quick little pass, just like that was. Quick hitch, something like that. That's not very dangerous. Nothing over the middle of the field where it could be an interception. And Arizona State can end up having good field position.
Beautiful sunshine out here at Autzen Stadium. A good look at what the Ducks are looking at right now. 3rd and long. Fife's going to throw it again. Looking downfield, throws it over the top of Sammy Parker, and Oregon will have to punt the ball deep out of their own end zone. A chance for Arizona State to make a play and try and get back in the football game.
Well, I think this is the first time that Arizona State's going to see good field position. Well, we'll see if they can capitalize on that and get some points on the board.
Second quarter, Oklahoma 21, Iowa State nothing.
And also it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to come after Jose or look for the punt return.
Devil's showing it. Oregon ought to fake it. There's nobody to the outside. Nobody covering the out man, and he punts it anyway. Almost gets blocked. That would have been the easiest fake in the history of faking, but you don't want to fake it from the 2, and Lightfoot takes it to the 40 and goes out of bounds there.
Well, sometimes you're looking at that, and the punter doesn't want to make a decision. If the coach told him to go punt the ball, you got to punt the ball. If you're looking at that, yeah, those receivers are wide open, but he can't make the decision on his own to punt the ball. That was almost blocked. I mean, that should have been blocked.
So Arizona State brought everybody to bring at the punt, and they did not cover Oregon's outmen at all. Boy, I've never seen that. Usually, even if they go for the block, you still got to cover the out man, don't you?
Well, sometimes, even though those guys are not covering the out man, sometimes they can go out on coverage, so that's why you don't take the chance of throwing the football to him.
Walter back to throw. Over the top to his big tight end. And he gets about a gain of 7 yards. Mike Pinkard, the only senior starter on this Arizona State Sun Devil offense.
Now, watching Arizona State's offense the last few series, they changed a little bit. They're going downfield. They're trying to get the ball downfield. They're trying to attack the deep middle or by crossing patterns or outside corner routes.
Second and 3 for Arizona State. McDonald is in motion. They want to run the ball, and there's just a couple of yards there. It'll set up a 3rd and short. Cornell candidate on the carry.
You know, looking at Arizona State's offense, you know, what I do is do what you do best, or do what's working is keep throwing that football downfield. When that last play, even though I'm not a coach, I still would have threw the ball downfield. I see sometimes it could be a weakness for Oregon down in the deep middle. That's what I would attack.
Sun Devils come out in an unusual formation, the full house backfield. They run it, and they will pick up the first down barely. The spot will be across the 29-yard line. And it looks like it will be spotted.
I think they gave it to him.
Pretty close. Let's see if they're going to take a measurement or they're going to give him the first down. They are going to measure.
I mean, it was just a quick dive with 2 running backs in front of him. The running back has to get what he can, but it's a tough Oregon defense stopping that surge.
And it is a first down for Arizona State. 4:57 to go here in the first half. The Sun Devils desperately need a touchdown to get on the scoreboard before the break. And the Ducks want their fans to get into it. Here's Walter on first down. Going to throw it, and the pressure comes, gets rid of it. And good coverage by Rasuli Webster being in the right position because the ball hit him in the knee.
Yeah, if he would have looked back, I think he would have had interception because the ball was coming right to him. It looked like he was the receiver, and he didn't turn his head. I think the ball, you know, again, well, Andrew has a lot of time. He's looking, and now he's trying to get rid of the football. And Webster was right there. If he would have turned his head, the ball, I think, would have fell in his numbers.
Actually did hit him in the hand, on the back of the hand.
But that was great coverage all over the receiver, and that's what you're taught to do. Look at the receiver, not look back at the quarterback.
2nd and 10 now for Arizona State. Here comes the pressure again to the outside. McDonald looked like he went to his knee, and he did. McDonald is down at the 22-yard line. Otherwise, he had a big play, but he did get down to his knee. Doesn't think that he did, but it'll be 3rd down and 3 from there.
I'll tell you, that's the toughest thing as a defensive back, to make an open field tackle on a receiver.
Bad
and
call.
look like right there, he didn't go to his knee.
It is a bad call. He used his hand to keep himself up. And Arizona State, instead of having a first down deep in Oregon territory around the 10, now has a 3rd and 3. On the screen, a good play up the middle to the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona State. Justin Taplin with the touchdown.
They took that play out of UCLA's playbook from last week. Receiver screen inside. Oregon was hurt last week with that play, and they were hurt again this week.
And so Arizona State is on the board, and the bad call does not hurt them as they come back inside screen. Ducks defensive line knew the screen was coming, just couldn't figure out where, and the Sun Devils get into the end zone after a good drive, and they're on the board now, pending an extra point, which is up and good. It is now 21-7. Oregon with the lead with 3:54 to go here in the second quarter. Let's pause now for this word from our local stations. You're watching Oregon Duck football on the Oregon Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. Arizona State back in the football game after the touchdown reception by Justin Taplin, the 7th receiver today for Arizona State to catch a ball from Andrew Walter. Hey fans, do you need Washington tickets? And if you're watching this game, I bet you do. 2 tickets for the November 16th game against Washington. Go to Dairy Mart and Pepsi. They want to join up to send you and a guest to the game on November 16th. Winner receives 2 tickets to the game, parking, hotel, dinner for 2 in Eugene, and great duck gear. Head to your local Dairy Mart and sign up today. Pretty good response drive by Arizona State. Early on, Anthony, it looked like they weren't going to be able to move the ball at all, and I think there was a question whether they would score.
Well, again, I think they changed their game plan a little bit by throwing the ball downfield a little bit more. Arizona State showed a nice series of not panicking. They just took the ball down. They had some bad plays within that series, but they kept their poise, had a nice inside screen to receiver. Result, touchdown.
Greg Pearrett will kick it off for Arizona State. Ontario Smith and Alan Amundsen are back deep. Well, who do you kick it to there? It's going to go to Ontario Smith from the 3-yard line. Smith is stuck at the 18-yard line. So a little life in the Arizona State sideline.
You know, they're a good football team. I mean, their offense is averaging 35 points a game. So these guys are fired up. They put points on the board, and the guy tries to put it on Ontario. Good thing about Ontario Smith, though, he gets hit and he pops right back up. It's like one of those little weeble wobbles.
Nick Johnson with the big stick for Arizona State. And Ontario Smith will come back out and go from the tailback position. 3:46 to go here in the second quarter. Smith's going to take it, tries to cut back, and again 2.
Ontario picks up 3 yards from the 22.
I think right here Oregon's going to try to be conservative and give the ball to Ontario and just control the football.
And with that, Ontario goes over 100 yards for the day, 14 carries, got the 2 touchdowns. Pretty good first half of work as he goes out of the football game here. The other thing, too, here, Anthony, you don't want to give Arizona State a lot of time to try and get another score, because then you're right back. I mean, they're in it now, but they really make it interesting. Hands it off to Terrence Whitehead, and he loses a couple yards. So sometimes, Anthony, when you get ahead like that, 21-0, can you get complacent?
No, you can't. But again, this is still the same game plan that Oregon started out with, and people are looking at it and saying, well, why do they keep running the football? Well, they're running the football since the game started, and they keep doing that. Yet now they know they're going to pass the football, but you can't get away from your game plan, especially when you're winning 21-7. I don't think they're getting complacent. I think they're just sticking with the game plan.
3rd down 9, and Fife's going to go to the shovel pass, and nothing for Ontario Smith. They had that one figured out, and just like that, the Ducks will punt it, and Arizona State's going to have a great chance as they call a timeout to get right back in this football game. And I don't know that I'm not talking about complacency in regards to calling, but intensity. You come out with so much fire and intensity, sometimes when you jump out 21-0, it's hard to keep that up.
You're right about that. When you're winning by 21 points, 14 points, you do feel like a little bit of, okay, we got this game in the bag. Again, this is a Pac-10 team. The game is not over till it's over. Just like if Oregon was behind, it's a never quit. Arizona State, the same thing. This game made it come down to the last minute. Whoever has the ball last is going to win the football game.
Well, basketball season has started, fans, believe it or not, and your full season ticket mini plans are available for women's basketball. There are a limited number of tickets remaining for the men's basketball season. Call the Duck Ticket Office for more information, 1-800-WEBFOOT. Get a chance to see the defending Pac-10 champion Oregon basketball team and the defending WNIT champion Oregon women's basketball team, coached by Bev Smith. 1-800-WEBFOOT is the number. And there's Tom Osborne, the former special teams coach at Oregon, who left really for the same job with a different title at Arizona State. They now call him the assistant head coach in charge of tight ends and special teams. It's the same job.
Yeah, it's the same job. Just a different title.
Pays a little more money. Jose Arroyo sends it out. It's a high kick. Sun Devils going to have good field position, though. Right foot is hit early and right away and taken down at the 44-yard line, but good field position still with 2:22 to go here in the first half. Sam Hughes with the tackle.
Well, it's going to be crucial right now for Oregon's defense to come out and put a stop to that offense. They need to come out 3 downs and out and get their offense back on the field. They don't want Arizona State to score quick right here. Then you're talking about a ball game.
Ducks' last 2 offensive possessions were 3 and out. Sun Devils will make a switch as they bring McDonald to the near side. Lots of motion and shifting for ASU. Walter's going to throw it. A little bit of pressure, throws it underneath, and Cornell candidate, almost called him Trunk candidate, for a gain of 3 yards. Arizona State still with 2 timeouts here in the first half.
There's a lot of times to put some points on the board. I mean, I think they're going to try to at least get in field goal range to walk away in halftime. At least if they don't have 3, then you get 7.
Going to go with the no huddle. Walter back to throw. The quick hitch is thrown, and is it caught or incomplete? It is incomplete. Incomplete at the 50-yard line. Lightfoot could not hold on to it after taking a big hit, so now it's 3rd down and 7.
Right there, Joe, it shows you a sign of that shadow that we're talking about. The ball's coming from the darkness into the sunlight, and he might have lost that ball because the ball hit him in the face mask. So I think he lost the ball.
Also, he's looking back almost a direct angle into the sun. 3rd down 7. Crowd's into it. Ducks just going to rush the 4. Over the middle, catch is made, but it looks like it's short of the 1st down. And now the Devils have a decision. Looks like they're going to send the punt team out, but Tom Osborne, the special teams coach, is the master of the fake. They ran a fake against Oregon last year, and now they'll take a timeout to talk about it. Oregon uses a timeout, actually.
That's why Oregon knows that. Yeah, Oregon knows that this could be a time for a fake. They're at midfield, 3rd and short. This is when you usually run a fake.
Yeah, not a lot to lose here. I mean, you're 4th and 3, and not a lot to lose. If you don't make it, you're down 21-7. You might give Oregon a chance to score, but you're already down 14. So have to watch out for the fake here. Place to purchase all your Duck merchandise, fans, is at www.goducks.com. The U of O bookstore operates the online store and is the place to go for a hat, shirt, even last year's championship football and basketball videos and DVDs. www.goducks.com, the official online home for licensed merchandise of the Oregon Ducks, and every purchase goes to help University of Oregon students who run that store.
With the minute 35, Joe, there's still a lot of time for either team, whoever has the ball, to put something on the board.
So here come the Sun Devils out. I think that there's 56,000 people in the stadium, and 56,000 people expect to fake. That's usually when they go ahead and punt the ball. We'll have to see what the Sun Devils do. They do fake it. Here's the pass. It's wide open, and it could go for a touchdown. Across the 30 to the 20, and there's a flag down, 2 flags down. And the fake works to perfection. Tom Osborne does it again. A lot of hard feelings when Tom Osborne left Oregon because he left for the same job. And now he's jumping up and down on the sidelines for Arizona State.
Well, think about it. Oregon's defenders were calling fake.
The 1st down will count. It's a block in the back, which will hurt them in field position. The penalty happened at the 25-yard line. But the 1st down will be good, and Arizona State retains possession with 1:26 to go in the half.
In the back above the waist on the offense. Penalty's 10 yards. 5 of the foul.
Again, looking at that, Oregon players were calling fake. Everybody knew it was a fake. It was just one of those misdirection fakes. Who's coming out and catching the ball? That's what that was.
And a receiver go each way. Mike Talbot with the catch. And the 1st down, and Arizona State is at the 35-yard line now. So we all knew it was coming, and they still did. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up, trying to go deep, and there's a flag on Keith Lewis for pushing the receiver out of bounds. I'll tell you what, Arizona State is back in this football game, Anthony.
Yes, they are. I mean, Keith Lewis right there, he made contact too far downfield. You got within 5 yards, and once you pass that 5 yards, you can't put your hands on him. He pushed him out of bounds.
Man injured on the play.
Pass interference, defense. Penalties 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Mike Williams is the injured player. Doesn't look good. He's got an ankle or a knee, and Arizona State with another first down at the 20. I tell you, a lot of the fans have gone to party at halftime, and the Duck defense needs them right now.
Yes, they do.
Walter to throw over the middle, too high, incomplete. I've always wondered that about Oregon games. As they get close to halftime and everybody kind of bails out.
You know, these fans, they come to the game with their food and their drinks in their car, so they need to get back to the car to get something.
A lot of the fans have already checked out for the parking lot. That'll be a point of contention this week, I'm sure. Arizona State at the 20-yard line. Ducks showing blitz, and here they come. Everybody's coming. They got the screen set up, though, inside. Flag is down, and so is Justin Taplin after a loss of 2 yards.
That inside screen has to be made by a tackle by a defensive lineman, because they're the ones going to come back when they see screen, go to the middle of the field, and find out who has the ball.
And it's a holding on Arizona State. So that's a big penalty as they'll move them back to about the 30-yard line, where they'll be faced with a second down and 20. That fake punt earlier, Anthony, just the second fourth down conversion for any team against Oregon this year.
Holding. Offense occurring behind the line of scrimmage. Penalties 10 yards. Previous spot. Repeat second half.
Sun Devils now with 5 penalties.
This is what they don't want to do, is go backwards. When there's a minute left in the half and you're in scoring position, either for a field goal or touchdown, you don't want to take yourself out of scoring position because of your penalties, your own penalties.
Second and long. McDonald is at the bottom of the screen. And Walter will go back to throw. Oregon brings their linebackers. They go underneath to McDonald and ask him to make a play, and he does. To the 20 and to the 15-yard line, where it will be third down and about 5. And he gets out of bounds.
Well, Arizona State, they know that the defensive backs for Oregon play off a little bit. They give them some room. So those little 3- and 5-yard hitches, that's great for a receiver, because when he catches the ball, he turns around. You know, I don't think it's hard for a defensive back to come up and make that tackle coming full speed, and that receiver has his shoulders squared looking at you. He can go either direction.
Charles Favroff was the Duck defender who could not wrap up Sean McDonald. And now 3rd and 6. Sun Devils likely going to go to the end zone here with 39 seconds to go in the half. Walter back. Good protection, and he throws it to the outside. 4th down. And Arizona State with another decision to make. They'll send the field goal unit in, but again, you never know with this team.
You never know, but right here you can't take points off the board. You got a good field goal kicker. You got to put something on the board. For them to walk away, maybe try to do a fake, which I don't think they should do, but you never know with this team. You're right, they could do anything.
Mike Barth, who missed 4 kicks against North Carolina earlier this year, just 2 of his last 6. This one's a chip shot, 32-yarder. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Arizona State with 10 straight points to get right back in this football game as Mike Barth hits from 32 yards out. Score now is 21-10, Oregon with the lead.
I think the offense for Arizona State it's settled down a little bit. They found some weak spots in Oregon's defense, and they're attacking those weak spots.
Set up by the fake field goal on 4th and 3. The fake punt on 4th and 3 that the Sun Devils converted. Parker had the completion, and they were in business.
Well, that's funny because, again, we all knew there was going to be a fake, or there was a chance of a fake, especially in that situation. And I think you got to give credit to the Arizona State's that game plan, or that fake punt, how it was designed. It was misdirection. I mean, no one knew who was catching the ball. Guys went in all different directions. Oregon's defense was a little lost.
Well, they played off what Oregon did last week in stopping the fake against UCLA, where Aaron Gibson made a nice play by coming all the way across the field. So what Arizona State did is they sent a guy all the way across the field, but then went the other way.
The other direction. Again, misdirection. Anytime you got to try to chase a guy, you have a guy and you got to go across the field, you got to go through a lot of bodies to get to him. It's hard to do.
Pierrett will kick it off. 32 seconds to go here in the first half. Oregon leads at 21-10, but Arizona State has controlled the last 9 minutes of the football game. And the kickoff is very high. And Ontario Smith will take it at the 2 once again. And here he comes, and he's knocked down at the 15-yard line. And with 2 timeouts left, I guess still not enough to be able to keep Oregon from running out the clock. But in these cases, Oregon at the 15-yard line probably just going to run the ball and get out of the first half with a 21-10 lead.
Yeah, they're probably going to play it safe down here. You don't want Arizona State to end up having good field position on a fumble or interception. So play it safe, run the clock out, give the ball to Ontario. He's going to hold on to it. You know he's not going to fumble and get out of there.
So the Ducks will come out in their kneel down formation anyway, with Keenan Howery as the safety valve. And they'll take a knee. Jason Fife, who had a pretty good first half. Jason Fife, 9 of 13 for 112 yards and a touchdown. Ontario Smith, 14 carries, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Sammy Parker also with a touchdown in this game, but Arizona State coming back on the strength of Andrew Walter with 105 yards passing so far in this football game, including the 1 touchdown. And as we go to half, Oregon leads it 21-0. Needing to recapture a little bit of that intensity that they had when this game started. 21-10 is the score here at halftime. Oregon with the lead. So as we take a break, the Ducks and the Sun Devils will do the same, and we'll be back with halftime right after this.